Hello friends, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to address a comment that I got on Instagram, and this person was saying that it would be so much easier for them to follow a raw diet or even a vegan diet if they lived alone or if they worked from home. So I want to talk about that in this video. Thank you again for joining me for another video. As always, if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, click like on the video, and don't forget to support us. You can also grab our ebooks, 40% off. The code is RAWFOOD40 and the link is in the description box below. Enjoy more raw foods, add more raw to your life. You don't have to be raw vegan to enjoy more. You can get some raw burgers and soups and stews and salads and smoothies and all kinds of good stuff. Link in the description box below. So today we're going to be talking about if it's easier to be alone or to work from home. So I have been raw through all different kinds of periods in my life. I've had 2 jobs, almost 3 sometimes. While I was raw, I've also been single, and I've had relationships with different types of people, non-vegans, others who worked. I've had all different kinds of experiences, and what it boils down to is you. It's your choice. You are in complete control of what you choose to eat in your house, whether you go to work or not. And I've had to go on location and work as a photographer. I've done full day 16-hour weddings every weekend in the summer when I was a photographer, and I was raw and I managed as well. I was raw through the winter. I was raw single. I was raw with partners. I was raw through it all, through stress, through divorce, through breakups, through losing my cat. I was raw through it all. And the reason why is because I wanted it. Not because it would have been easier other way or easier single, easier with a partner. Yes, obviously it's easy with Nate because Nate eats the same as I do and we work together in the kitchen. So yes, of course it's going to be easier in certain aspects, but in other aspects it is easier no matter how you look at it. Because I used to think back in the day before I was even raw, I used to think that if I didn't have my 9 to 5, if I just worked full-time on my photography and I was at home all the time, I would be able to do this. I'd totally be able to be raw if I didn't have my 9 to 5. The problem was when I quit my job and I started working on my photography business full-time, I tried to do raw countless times, but it was the same problem. I hadn't changed the foundation of my habits. Even though I had stopped the job, it was actually harder to eat healthy when I was at home because I could skip meals, I was just on my computer, I had like crazy schedules, I could eat whatever I wanted, I could walk to the store and buy takeout, I could order take in, like I could do whatever I wanted. I was self-employed, so it was actually harder to eat healthfully when I was self-employed, because when I was employed, I could wake up in the morning and make my lunch and take it to work, and I had more of a routine. But as a self-employed person, it was a lot harder to stick to that healthy lifestyle. I really had to work on changing my foundation and finding my why. It was also harder as a single person living alone because I could do whatever I wanted. It really is that, for me at least, and I know for many people it is as well, because when you're with people, yes, it's hard because the other people are eating other stuff, but you're also being an example in front of them, and you want them to respect your choices and what you're doing, so you have to stay true. It's almost like having somebody with you, even though they're not eating the same way that you are or helping out in the kitchen or what have you, there's still accountability because you're still making choices and they're seeing everything that you're doing. So if you're serious about your choices, not only show them that you are serious, but show yourself that you're serious. Show up for yourself and keep promises to yourself. And in turn, you'll be an example to those around you. And they are a natural accountability partner, again, even if they're not eating the same things that you are. So being single was harder for me because it was just like I could eat anything I wanted to. I'm glad that I had the habits created that kept me raw, because the habits are really what count. Once you change that foundation and your day-to-day actions are so habitual that you don't actually consume the other things, but because there was no one around, I could have eaten whatever I wanted to. And I could have defaulted to junk food when I was stressed out or lonely. Loneliness is another big one. People tend to eat when they're lonely. They're watching shows and they're just eating whatever, or they're skipping meals or whatever. It's just like, it's so much easier when you have a partner. But then some people say it's harder when they have a partner because their partner's not on board. And yes, it doesn't matter. You're always going to have a challenge, whether you're with a partner or whether you're single, whether you have a 9-to-5 job or you're self-employed. There is always going to be some kind of challenge. And there's always going to be another holiday. There's always going to be Christmas and New Year's and birthdays and summer barbecues and winter parties and you name it, weddings and all kinds of stuff. It's always going to have something coming around. There's always going to be another weekend. There's always going to be another party. There's always going to be a late night or a movie or what have you, where you can justify eating whatever you want. And again, it's not that that's a bad choice per se, but you have to deal with the circumstances. You have to deal with the physiological effect that your choice creates on your body. It's really about taking a step back and asking yourself what you want. So regardless of your situation, regardless of what country you live in, or your family, or your friends, or your job, or being single, or what have you, regardless of your circumstances, you choose healthier options because you want healthier options, not because it's a chore, not because you have to, not because you should, but because you genuinely want to. And really ask yourself this every single day. And my top #1 tip for changing your healthy habits is to focus one day at a time. When you wake up in the morning or when you go to bed at night, plan out your day, either or. I like to do it the night before because then it kind of like marinates in our mind as we sleep. So plan your day, plan what you're gonna have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and make it happen. Show up for yourself because you are worth it. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. If you have the ability to make the choice, look at your why and choose based on your values, your ethics, your goals, not anyone else's. It's all up to you and you have the power. You can empower yourself to make these choices and to build these new habits that are going to help the future you be grateful for your current daily choices. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out our ebooks. If you want to support us, is a great way to do so. And you get some awesome raw vegan recipes at the same time. You can enjoy 40% off our ebooks with code RAWFOOD40. The link is in the description box below, so head on down there and see what kind of resources and recipes that we have that might interest you. So until the next video, again, thank you so much for joining me and thank you for making compassionate choices and showing up for yourself. You're worth it, you deserve it, and you're loved. Until the next one, fruit on.